So for the first question, between your two speeches, which introduction was better and why? I feel like overall my second introduction for the persuasive speech was better because I had a good credibility statement because I am a barista. Another thing, I honestly think both introductions from both speeches were good. I just think the second one was better because I had a better credibility statement. The first one, though, for the first speech, I think it was interesting hook and attention getter. It made people just like, oh, what is she gonna talk about? But anyways, the next question: what are two things that I need to improve on? The one thing is transition between points. In my persuasive speech transition to my first point, it was very messy, I will say. So I really need to work on making my transitions smoother. How I practice that, I will use like signals or like sign posters that like, now that we've covered X, let's move on to Y, just to keep it flowing. I think I can do better about making my speech flow better. The nonverbal gestures, like I'm doing right now, I'm holding my hair. While my vocal variety is very strong, I tend to hide my nonverbal gestures or make just small distracting gestures. Like, for example, touching my hair. I really need to focus more on using intentional body language that supports my message rather than like distracting from it. One thing that I did well in both speeches, I think, was my vocal variety. In both speeches, my vocal variety was very good. I was able to keep the audience engaged. I feel like I was able to use tone and pacing effectively just to highlight key points and make my delivery more dynamic. I do feel like, though, in the second one, I did speak a little longer than I should have, so I can pick up the pace of my voice faster, but besides that, that's one thing I did well. So three things you should think about when you decide if a source is credible or when you are citing that source. I should probably know the expertise of the author. Like, are they a recognized authority in the field? Secondly, the reputation of the publication or website. Is it well respected and reliable? The third one, the date of the publication, the date the speech was published. Like, is the information up to date and relevant? So, like, I wouldn't choose a source that was like in 2003 because that's too far away. It needs to be up to date. It's like 2025, 2024, whatever. So, what is the best and worst aspect of my delivery? The best, like I said earlier, my vocal variety was the best aspect of each delivery to the first two speeches. It helped make my speeches more engaging and just allowed me to emphasize like the important points. The worst aspect was my nonverbal communication. In my persuasive speech, I wasn't aware of how my gestures or like the proximity to the microphone like affected my delivery, and I didn't use enough body language to support my points, I think. Summarize ethos or ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos, establishing credibility and trust with the audience. Pathos, appealing to the emotions of the audience to persuade them. And logos, using logical arguments and evidence to support your point. What are the 3 tips you would give yourself when using a visual aid in a speech? The first tip for me, keep it simple. I feel like the visual should be very minimal with only like the essential information. I think a slide with just a few words, like a key image, is better than like overcrowding the screen or like the slide with so many words. That's just very distracting to the audience because they know how to read, and so they can read it too as I say it. Very distracting. The second point or tip is make it relevant. Like, I should probably ensure the visual aid supports what I'm saying and it's not just there for decoration. It should add value and just help clarify my points, like showing us a showing a statistic, or just like an important comparison. Like in a persuasive speech, I compared the 2 cups. My third tip, be mindful of timing. Don't dwell too long on a visual. I feel like I should use just a visual aid to briefly like reinforce my message, and then move on, keeping the speech more flowing and smoothly, or flow more smoothly. What is one practice technique you use in your speech that worked well? I did practice my speech in front of my family, and they did give me helpful feedback, like pacing and delivery. A different technique that I haven't tried yet, that I will in the next two speeches, I will try recording myself while practicing so I can review my body language and tone, then make adjustments in like my nonverbal gestures. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. I still got the sniffles. Anyway, yeah, that is my midterm answers to all the questions that you asked us to answer. I hope you're having a good week, and yeah, I'll see you on the next speech. Bye.